I gotta show you something just first, since we're gonna be tough sledding here for at least an hour.
Is this the new game impersonation?
Oh yeah, it is. Check this out.
Spoiler alert.
Now this is interesting. I was supposed to be like the outro, right?
Yes.
This is the outro. We're just chilling in the chat. Of course, Connor starts shit with me the whole fucking time. So that's normal. Okay, that's normal.
Yeah, that's normal. Okay.
Yeah. Are you ready? Alright, get ready. Hold on, man. I should work really quick before, man. This is the end. This is in the.
I was already gone.
A lot of people are already gone. A lot of people are already gone.
Why did
Look at the bullshit, dude. It's never gonna be. There's a bunch of shit. I'll be back over. You shouldn't have to take out extra money on your fucking check for insurance. You don't be yelling like that, man, on the job site, dude. Like, that shit ain't fucking. You don't yell like that on the job site. It's not fresh. Okay. Now you know. Look at her. You know she did that shit on purpose. She probably did. Look at that worked out. Fucking definitely did. You saw that was like a fake slip. She did that on purpose. You know she did that shit on purpose.
That one sounded just like
that shit. Yeah, see? She did that right on purpose. She's trying to get like working cop, so shit like that. Like, look at her. She's probably depressed. I mean, you gotta wear a little pink vest like that. Definitely depressed. Definitely. You look at her face, man. You probably like. I was sick tired of fucking working with goddamn pink vest on and shit. Yeah, pink vest suck. Got your wrist and shit. Pink vest do suck. That shit. It's 4 o'clock. No, but why don't these people wear like they all got eye protection on? You don't wear fucking. So how you stayed to watch the outro? So none of you stayed to watch the outro?
No, I can't watch it. It's gross.
It's like the credits. Remember in the late 90s they started adding some shit in there? You had to watch it all the way to the fucking end.
Yeah,
I love it when that happened.
That's what's happening right now. Right here. Wear fucking hand protection. Oh my god. That's why you gotta hire the fucking. You gotta hire them. And folks, you find Home Depot shit, man. They know how to work the lawnmower.
He went there.
They know how to work
God, the car's floating right in it.
And even then, you probably think it was over. Normally, you would just think, okay, I'm just lingering for no reason here.
Today, being retarded means eating.
I think it was. I messed up. That's good though.
Oh my god, that's funny.
I'm glad I can provide you guys with tons of entertainment.
Yeah, I love that.
Tons of fun. What's up, April?
Thanks for coming back to us. We missed you so.
Chase,
Good.
with 20 gift memberships, killing it. Hundreds dropped off. It's a sad time when only like 3.
Yeah, he fucks with email every time he sees you. It is a good impression though. I mean, he really nails them all.
It is pretty good. It's not that hard. You just gotta slow down.
Definitely way better than JFK's impression.
Yeah.
Hi, man. I'm Danny.
Yeah, man. Who made that? Home Slice? Was it Home Slice that made that the other night? Whoever it was needs to send it to me real quick so I can have that like at my disposal. It's lost in the fucking Discord chat 6 million messages ago.
Just what it is.
Yeah. It's in the abyss.
Not working.
Damn, really?
Nope. Dude, you should like not have to pay for like premium for a month for the bullshit. Or something. They need to rectify the situation.
Before that's who's gonna call.
Yeah, it was Home Slice because he made his profile picture today. I'm like, why your profile picture Danny?
That's dang, man.
Hey, man.
That's mine. What am I?
Oh, John, man.
It's kind of like Sabo. It's an armadillo though. Nice.
Yeah, you got a little, what's the doll with the big head thing back there?
It's got a better background than I do.
Go Pop?
Yeah. Mine got a better background than I do. I do like a necklace. I'm with that gold chain.
Definitely that gold chain.
If I had that gold chain right there, I wear it every night. Gold chain. So big diamonds on it. That's, oh.
What's your next tattoo say? It's your name? Like in case you forget?
It's still Danny. But Danny.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
You guys are so talented.
It's ridiculous. Yeah, so I call it bits and pieces. That's why I want to watch it. If I find something else we can watch this better, in a little bit, we'll watch it.
her voice supports it better than this version of her right here.
Yeah, it was good. I hate that I had to miss it. But yeah, I do got a gold chain on right there. You know,
Gold chain?
playing with that. That is a gold chain.
Yeah, you have your name everywhere.
That's a real gold chain. Yeah, if I can just get my name in a few more spots. Okay. Like, hold it, Modelo.
You're doxing yourself.
Hail man, Modelo. Yeah, that's fuck. That's hardcore me right there. Don't make me call in. That man don't play.
Don't lock the doors.
He don't go very slow, like I do. I need a gold chain. You can't hit no fucking goals. BYO confetti already.
I'm gonna have to make some confetti again.
We have to mail everybody some confetti at the beginning of the stream.
I have 2 different color post-its.
Ooh, that's, we're almost there.
Oh, wait, 3 different colors. That's gonna be fun. I got it. Don't worry.
Get rid of maybe.
We got plenty of time. It's Friday night. I was mailing those still rocking out with fucking down here 10,000 people. And yeah, I'm not gonna say Discord people, but look, this is what I always talk about here. It's killer. Slaughtered. Getting slaughtered out here. We're gonna watch this.
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday afternoon. Not expecting to do a stream. I was going to bust out live at Harvard Start around 10:30. I was contacted by my friend Lisa, who is a booker at the Timcast program and an ardent supporter of Karen Reed, and wanted me on the show in the first place. And she informed me that they had been contacted, that Tim's lawyers had been contacted by the McAlbert's lawyers, and that they were threatening to sue if I went on the show, and that it looked like it wasn't going to happen, and that she's going to try to make it happen because she's a very big Karen Reed supporter, but ultimately she doesn't call the shots. And we're talking about that. I want to clear some things up. So I will not be going on Timcast tonight at 8 o'clock as originally planned. It's been canceled. We're going to talk about that. But there is some silver lines here that we're going to discuss. Right? So real quick, if you guys want to have messages, the biggest fuck you to these people right now. They do not want you giving me your money. Whatever you do, don't fucking donate. Legal defense. This is what we're up against, bro. They do not want me talking. They do not want me talking about them and what they've done. They do not want me discussing the facts of this case, the court records, the police reports, the lie after lies after lies after lies after lies that they have been calling, the documented lies, the lies that they've admitted that they told under oath that they lied to the FBI. They don't want me talking about how Jennifer McCabe lied to the FBI when they showed up at her house on April 10th, 2023, and she said her name was Nicole Albert, so that they would go away. And then she lied to them again when they didn't go away, and she told them, they asked who to call. And she listed 3 people, but she omitted 2 of them. One of them was Brian Albert. She did not want them knowing that she didn't call Brian Albert because she's a liar. And these people lie about everything, and they delete.
Oh, sorry. I knew it was one more deal. Hold on. Just like I thought it was over, but it wasn't.
Fucking shoe. I'm so sick and tired of hearing about that fucking shoe. Fucking Claire was right about the shoe. Blah blah blah. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Sick and tired of hearing about the fucking shoe. God damn.
This is the best fucking community, dude. I can't.
Yeah, well, they're not making fun of you, Mary B. So
They're laughing with you. I want to be made fun of. It's fun. I run with it.
The best advertisement you can get right there, Danny.
I'm gonna start being loud next week. Yeah. What's today? Friday?
Yeah.
Today and tomorrow, and then I'm just gonna scream into the mic for the rest of the time, like everybody else. No, I'm not. Okay, I'm really not. I'm not gonna do that.
No, that's why everyone loves you.
I'm not so sure about that.
I mean, the people that don't love you are fucking stupid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, back to this.
Everything. And they think that by hiring some scumbag, slimy attorney like Chris Mattei or Matty, whatever his name is, and James Tuxedo, whatever his name is, Tuxelberry, whatever his name is, right? By hiring some slimy attorney like that they are somehow gonna censor me, bro. Ain't gonna happen ever. I just want them to know that. I'll never, ever, ever stop telling the truth. You want to censor me,
What's up, Bar?
but you're never, ever going to. I don't care how much money you spend. I don't care how much money I have to spend. I will never capitulate to you. I don't care how successful I am one day. I don't care if I make millions of dollars one day. There will never, ever, ever be a point in my life where I'm willing to bend my principles and remain silent for some scumbag piece of shit like Jennifer McCabe and Brian Albert and Brian Higgins.
Because everybody forgets that she was like stalking him. They were fucking held up in the cars in the parking lots, like time stamping his days and shit.
Covering themselves with comforters.
Hiding in the fucking bushes and shit. It's
Like
like
their best friend, Lindsay Gattani, all of a sudden.
And like a lot of that just came out, didn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, just it's like
Should be fresh information. Yeah.
behavior that she was. It just doesn't make any sense. These judges either don't have all the information or don't give a shit. It's hard to intimidate somebody that's literally stalking you.
Right.
Whether you call it a stakeout or not. You're not a private investigator or a cop, so you can't stake anybody out. You're stalking.
You're just some weirdo.
Yeah, hiding in the fucking bushes.
Yeah,
So-
actually, I think that came out because LG got back on. the
Right,
good
when
side.
she cooperated, she shared the text messages.
It's like, oh yeah, we did this.
Imagine the rest of the text messages between all those people that we haven't seen. Oh, I bet
Well,
they're
there's so
good.
much of it that's in the Discord that they keep deleting every time someone infiltrates it and returns. So a lot of stuff has been deleted. That would have been great.
Oh, we just need to get Nan to send us all of her screenshots from our Discord so we can get some information back. Because it's easier to get it from her and her screenshots than to go look through the Discord because there's 6 million chats a day. Like a fucking fire pit. Just
Why are you so
one
obsessed
hole
with
in-
us?
I know. Whatever.
And Colin Albert and Chris Albert. I'm not going to stop talking about the undeniable facts of this case that happened. And I hope they know that this is going to backfire on them spectacularly. I don't care. I don't care. I've been doing this for 13 years. I have overcome censorship attempt after censorship attempt after censorship attempt, and I'm still here. I've been sued 1,000,000 times. I went to jail for 60 days. And have I stopped? Fuck no. Fuck no. And I'm never, ever, ever.
Why do we need him to reach 500 tonight? Is there something secret going on?
I think we're just trying to strengthen his channel so that they can't keep
So
fake
we're just-
striking him.
We're just lying to people and giving them like false fucking feeling of, oh, get in here and get subscribed.
Yeah, and if I don't get like 2,000 watch hours within the next week, then the world's gonna end. So,
Damn. Playing it overnight like that really doesn't work.
oh, it doesn't.
No, otherwise people would just do that and get their channel monetized.
So what? What do they know?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I know. I
One
thought it was genius.
I think one person can only count for so many views because I've watched Toys videos and songs so many times. She should have thousands of views on there. But I don't think it works like that.
Boo.
You
No.
are one.
You really need to do another like stream of Toys music, like the playlist that day when it was like after work and people are driving home and just listening to her playlist. Didn't that get her a lot of views?
Yep.
Yeah, I should do
What's
that
she at
again.
now
That
for
was
watch
fun.
hours?
I have no idea.
Oh.
But it resets after a year. I don't know when y'all's year started.
Right.
I have
No.
no idea how you would know.
Just trying to figure out how the YouTubes work.
Going to. I just want them to know that ever. This is a joke to me. This is nothing to me. This is going to be another chapter in my book when I'm all said and done, and I'm going to win. I just want them to know that, and I'm going to win. So let's talk about this. If you guys want your messages read out loud to the class, the turtle chat link is pinned. Pin to the top. The stream is monetized, and the grift will continue. Just know that, and I will read your message out loud to the class. You can cash at me $1 Uncle Turtle Boy if you want to do it that way. I don't care. So let's talk about exactly what happened here. So, like I said, around 10:30, I got the call from Lisa, who told me that it's probably not gonna be happening today. Now, Lisa is not a regular on the show; she's the booker, and she found me a month ago, or like we started talking a month ago, when Big Red Julie Carpenter started chirping at her out of nowhere, and then I clicked on Lisa's thing and I checked our DMs, and she had messaged me in June and invited me on the show, and I'm like, yeah, let's fucking do it, yeah. And so I messaged her, and she was very excited. She's not a regular on Tim's show, like on his panel, but she was going to come on for this, and she was going to she's like, I want Tim doesn't know anything about this. Tim is a he's a very successful political commentator, right, with a very large platform. He's got almost 3 million subscribers, and if you guys are unfamiliar with him, he started like Vice News, I think, and he's kind of built his brand as being anti-censorship. Like that's one of his core beliefs is he hates censorship. All right, and but he doesn't know anything about the Canary case. Okay, and what has happened now by them sending him this letter? I know how people like.
So I think we got a new subscriber.
A good one?
Pretty good. You want to know who it is?
I would love to know.
Oh,
It's Gold Shane.
Oh shit, son.
Call Shane.
The official chain analyst.
Mr. Gold Chain.
The
Look at
distance
the thread.
cousin to Mole Chain.
Justice's
Gold
temporary gold chains are forever.
So now I got my Gold Shane.
Oh, that's
Outstanding
funny.
achievement and chain recognition. Mr. Gold Shane.
His
Chainologist.
name changes sometimes. It's okay.
Wait, what was on the trophy in the background?
Chainologist.
Outstanding achievement and chain. Oh, Gold Shane. Go right next
Was
to
he wearing his gold chain?
Gold Shane and Crazy Eyed Cheese are good friends. And they're probably friends with Robot Rat for sure. All right, back to this.
Rats everywhere.
People like him do not like being silenced, and they don't like being censored. Okay, and he might not have known much about this case because he mostly sticks to politics and whatnot and stuff like that. But now they have threatened him. Okay, and his lawyers have advised him, don't go forward with the show tonight. We don't know anything about this case. But guess what? They're going to now. This is the Streisand effect. He's going to look into this case now. They've made a big mistake in doing that. And if I know anything about him and human nature, because he's got a brain, that anyone with a brain, when they look at the objective facts of this case, they're going to reach the same conclusion that we all reached, that Howie Carr reached, that anybody with a brain reached when they learned the facts of the story, that Melanie Little reached. It goes on and on and on. Intelligent people always reach the same conclusion that the 12 jurors who acquitted Karen Read on June 18, 2025 reached, that John O'Keefe was not hit by a motor vehicle. Therefore, Karen Read did not kill him. That John O'Keefe went inside Brian Albert's house alive, fully conscious, walking, breathing. And 6 hours later, he was on the corner of Brian Albert's lawn, dying in the snow. Those are the facts.
There he is.
Undeniably happened. And they did not want me going on Tim's show and telling millions of new people who had never heard of this case. They don't want Tim Pool talking about this case. They don't want Joe Rogan talking about this case. They don't want major influencers talking about this case. Why? Because they will reach the same conclusion that we all did. I didn't brainwash you. You just read the facts of this case. And when he reads the facts of this case, he's going to reach the same conclusion that they all did. That 24 jurors did, because Karen Read was acquitted for murder not once but twice. That John O'Keefe had no broken bones. That he had no bruises. Nothing. That there was no damage to the vehicle besides a broken taillight, and that she's seen backing into John's Traverse at 5:07, which completely explains that. And that there was no taillight at the scene at 7 a.m. when there was hardly any snow on the ground, and they were blowing snow everywhere with a leaf blower. They didn't see any taillight, but yeah, taillight magically appeared an hour and a half after Michael Proctor got a hold of that car. The disgraced former state trooper Michael Proctor, who has been fired after the federal government investigated his investigation and determined that he is a racist, misogynistic pig who does not deserve to be a detective, and they fired him because of that. And Tully resigned, or he retired. We gotta get the facts. He retired. His supervisor retired, and Yuri Buchanan has been demoted. And that everyone who touched this case has been affected in a negative light because of their own actions, not because of me. So Tim Pool, don't blame him. He doesn't give him time. Trust me, give him time. I do have permission to say this, that we are already in discussions for doing this again.
So didn't his name get brought up in like a poll or something Joe Rogan was doing about who needs to be on Turtle Boy?
I was just typing that a couple of months ago. He asked on his X suggestions for guests to bring on the show, and TB shared it. So lots of people went on there and suggested TB. But I mean, obviously, it was a small majority compared to the world sitting there giving him suggestions of people. But yeah, he did.
I mean, name was in the hat.
No, it wasn't like a poll that TB's name was listed on. But
Yeah.
TB people were putting it, as a comment.
Well, he asked. I remember asking.
That they want to look over the fact. They weren't going to look into this case. The McAlberts just made a major mistake. They were not going to look into this case. I was just another guest for Tim. He does 5 shows a week, right? Last night he had on Will Chamberlain, who I've had a friendly relationship for years, but he talks about politics. That's Tim's forte. That's what he knows better than anything. Politics. He doesn't know about the Karen Read case. Now they're forcing him to. His attorneys advised him, let's be careful about this. We don't know anything about this case. It's the first time they've ever heard of it. It was when they got a letter from them. And so they are looking over the facts of this case, and he is going to analyze it. And if he reaches the same conclusion, I'll be back on. And if that happens, they have committed one of the worst own goals in American history. That's what they have done. They would have basically just, I was going to go on today, whatever, would have got X amount of views. The views on the next show will double what it would have been. That is all that they, if Tim, and I have the full confidence.
Damn, I hate to bring this up, but Miss Parks in the house, Melanie Lowe's chat already gifted 100 memberships. Wow.
I've never
Well,
seen
it's the
that
same
before.
conclusion that we all
That's
did.
crazy.
And I'm going to read the letter. That I think that I think this is going to be the dumbest decision ever. Like I was going to go on and it was kind of under the radar. Not that many people were talking about it. But now that Tim has made an announcement that it's canceled, a guy who is like anti-cancel culture, anti-censorship, that he has made that announcement. And then if he comes back and says, well, actually, I've read the facts of this case and I didn't know shit about it before. But holy fuck, not only is
holy shit, Home Slice, are you Luca Brasi? Oh my god. You're sleeping with the fishes, dude. Come on, Luca Brasi.
But what's interesting about this is I looked earlier for like controversial guests that Tim Cass has had on. It talks about a whole bunch of, obviously political figures, but then in like movie stars and musicians, it talked about Kanye West. And then, Turtle Boy mentioned that Russell Brand was supposed to be on, recently. I mean, these are people who have issues. I mean, Russell Brand's been accused of having inappropriate relationships with underage girls and all this, but I did not see any time that he's been threatened with a lawsuit to have accused of having inappropriate relationships with underage girls and all this, but I did not see any time that he's been threatened with a lawsuit to have a guest on. So just imagine how big that is as far as interest for his base.
I've also seen a lot of different takes of Tim, and there have been points in the past where he's had positions, then read the facts of the case, and went on his show and stated that he had a different position after that. So I think he's intelligent enough to come to those conclusions as well, and I have full faith in him.
You have to imagine the attorneys that he has too are good and are going to, if they look into this, like if this gets enough traction and he wants to pursue it and they look into it and say, look, this is a bogus, do what you want to do, have on who you want to have, like Turtle Boy just said, he's gotten the initial interest and push from what they did now. Imagine how much he's going to have when he has them all now.
Yeah, and even if, I'm sorry.
No, go on. I can wait.
Even if Tim does actually pass on him for now, that still opens up doors for TV. Like Tim still has people in his space with the same audience, and they will possibly want to interview Turtle Boy before Tim as like a competition at that point. So,
but I'm also interested to see if this becomes a trend for anything Turtle Boy tries to do that's big, like another theater show and any other large,
Well, Melanie was saying that to send that lawsuit, they would have paid at least $5,000.
Yeah, I heard Turtle Boy speculate that letter and looking up the laws and all that probably cost them, or whoever's paying for this lawsuit, which I do not believe is them. They probably weren't even the ones who pushed doing this. I would go out to say that they're not even the ones who brought it to the attorney's attention to do this. I think whoever's funding it did it.
Well, you expanded his audience, no matter how you look at it. So, out of all those people, he'll end up with some of them. So,
he talks about how much more Twitter followers he gets while doing the stream and cash apps and donations. I mean, it already started earlier today.
Yeah. Well, here we go.
Right. But they incarcerated a journalist for reporting on this. And now you think you're going to bully me and tell me who I can have on my show in West Virginia? Who the fuck do you think you are? Who the fuck do these people think they are? They are proving me right every single fucking day. Every day this goes on, they prove me more right. That they are nothing but bullies and thugs who want to silence people. They tried to bully Lucky Loughran out of speaking and telling the defense that there was nobody on the front lawn when he plowed Fairview Road that night at 2:30. He told Cameron Reed's private investigator that on February 15, 2022. On March 27, 2022, when they were supposed to have another meeting with him, he did not show up and he did not return any of their phone calls because he had been properly intimidated by them. He was done. And yes, he had been properly intimidated by them. He was silenced. And then I came along and I spoke to Lucky and I made it clear, Lucky, you don't have to be scared of these people anymore. You don't have to be scared of these people. They're not in charge. I get that you're scared, but we're not going to let you be scared anymore. All you got to do is tell the truth, bro. And now Lucky is a goddamn American hero. He's an American icon because of what he did there. And yeah, he got some shit from a bunch of townies who don't matter. Yeah, he's not going to get any more free pizza or mediocre chicken parms at Chris Albert's crappy pizza shop. That's about it. Other than that, he's a goddamn American icon, right? And everybody loves Lucky. And when Tim Pool, who knows nothing about this case, is now forced to read about this case, he is going to reach the same conclusion we do. In case you guys don't know Tim too well, he's not a I don't know how to describe him. I would say libertarian leaning, but right leaning, but also libertarian. Doesn't trust the government and doesn't really care for the police that much. Not like anti-police, but not blindly trusting police. He had a tweet the other day. I'll show you the tweet the other day that he had up, right? About the police. And I was planning on discussing this on the show when I went on there today. I'll show you this video.
Oh, guys, this is hilarious, Danny. If you didn't see this
earlier. Check this out. So this is a woman pulled over by a cop for texting on her phone with her hand, except there's just one problem. She doesn't have a right hand. There's a lady being pulled over. The city of Lake today, we're doing an operation for distracted driving. You drove past me holding the phone with your right hand. When you believe the phone, I mean, I saw you.
No, obviously not. So you want to just call this a day?
I don't want to call it a day. You had a hand up.
You just said my right hand.
Well, I thought I saw your right hand.
So you didn't.
The right hand. I saw you.
So you didn't.
With the right hand, perhaps not, right?
But you didn't see me with my right hand. You're saying that you saw me with my right hand.
I know what I said. I'm asking you now. Did you? Nah, I'm funny. You did not have one yet. Hands to God, you did not have one yet.
Hand to God.
Yeah, hands to God, you have one yet.
Hand to God.
Cool. You have a driver's license, registration,
Yes,
anything? And that,
At some point, you have to just abort. Like,
Immediately. Immediately.
back up,
Fingers.
do
He's
something.
gonna
But just
he's gonna
keep-
double down and then use the analogy hand to God. Like, how much worse can you make this scenario?
Can't just keep going with that. As soon as she picked that nub up, it's like, okay.
Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse. Oh, Lord, Jesus.
And just go pull the next person over because it didn't work that time.
Seriously. And she was like laughing about it and everything. Like, you could have just been a friggin' good human at that point, but no.
That's horrible.
and this was Tim's take on it. He said the cop said that they were doing an operation for distracted drivers. This was a quota, and he fucking made it up and got caught. Who is the cop? What's his name? Lock his ass up. I don't give a fuck. This is what he said. Does this sound like a kind of guy who, after reading the facts of the Karen case, is going to empathize at all with the McAlberts and the police? I don't think so. I don't think he is. So the haters are enjoying this one. They're like, oh, we got him. We canceled him. For now. For now. For now. You better hope that he doesn't read into this case. Because if he does, he's going to reach the same conclusion I do. And he has a much bigger platform than I do. A much bigger platform than I do. And he has much bigger connections than I do. And there's a lot of people who aren't going to, what they just picked a fight with a guy. And so I see a lot of people in the comments shitting on him, calling him a pussy, and saying he's changed. And I don't think that's going to go over well with him. I don't think he's going to like being called that. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying give him time. I'm saying give him time. That I have confidence in him. That when he reads the facts of this case, he is going to realize he's going to be offended. They're like, who the fuck do these people think? Who the heck do these people think they are? I'm trying not to swear too much. Who the heck do these people think they are? Right now, he's following the advice of counsel, who also doesn't know anything about it. And whatever. And I don't know. You're free to. You know what the trolls always do is they contact people and tell them to cancel me. And like I said on my stream the other day, we have to start doing the opposite. Unfortunately, this is the battle we have to fight. Is we know that they're going to contact everyone and say, don't let them talk. Don't let them talk. And so we need to do the opposite. We need to contact people and say, here's why you need to let them talk. Here's why. Actually, because all they're getting is one letter, and they don't hear the other side. He has no idea the following I have and how popular this movement is. This is an extremely popular movement. 90% of people in public opinion polls believe Karen Read is innocent, and the McAlberts therefore are not, because if it's not heads, it's tails. And this is a guy. I mean, he's good friends with Joe Rogan. You know, Joe Rogan doesn't touch the story. He probably doesn't know anything about it. You better hope Joe Rogan doesn't find out about this McAlberts. You better hope, because Joe Rogan's going to reach the same conclusion we all did, the same conclusion. And you better hope that Donald Trump doesn't find out about this. Like, you better hope. Like, that's your best bet, because you're starting to go up the ladder now. The people you're trying to censor. I don't have a direct line to Donald Trump or the president. I'm not that important. I'm not that big. Tim Pool's bigger than me. Okay, and then people are going to see this letter, and they're going to see that Tim Pool is censoring himself, which is like, what? And they're going to be like, well, now I have an interest in this. And all sorts of really influential people with extremely large platforms are going to start looking into this. And that's where we need to turn this into. We need to take, because the people, when this happened to me, they're like, are you upset about it? No, I'm not. I'm excited. I'm excited. Bring it. This is the biggest mistake they ever made. They just made the biggest mistake ever, right? And they better hope that it stops with Tim Pool. Like, this is a huge error on their part. The more I think about it, they don't want, because we're already in discussions now. He's already seen the backlash to this, I think, right? And they're already in discussions to postpone this, to do it again. And if we do it again, the hype that they would have built up for the second episode, it will get 3 or 4 times the amount of viewership it would have gotten if it went today. That's what's going to happen, right? And I have full faith that Tim Pool is going to do the right thing, right? And keep in mind, I want to show this video real quick. So this is how I found Tim Pool. I started following him after this. This is 7 years ago. This is from 2019, okay? This was back when Twitter was kicking people off left and right. And it was owned by Jack Dorsey. He was like I don't know what Jack is say. I want to say a leftist, but I think he just smokes a lot of pot and is just like wicked chill, bro. And I don't think he's like hardcore in his mind.
I don't think we're all leftists because we smoke a lot of pot.
No, I don't think that's correlated. But the goals are back.
Wow, James.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Because he wants to make peace. Like, we'll ever fucking believe that.
We're peace. We're on there. We're on the road. What up, Joe Biffle?
Like 2 fingers piece? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, do you see the goals? The goals are back.
Oh, hold on a second.
I made all this fucking confetti for nothing.
That's the most excited Danny has been all stream.
I know.
Something happened with this. All right, I'll look. I see it's working out. I'm looking.
No suggestions about the gold chain?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
He wanted it to be his chat rat?
Yeah.
So you use the wrong pronouns. You're banned for life from everything. Blah, blah, blah. This chick was the attorney for Twitter. VJ something, I forget. Elon fired her. She's gone. She's done. Or Elon got rid of her. She's out. And so when Elon bought Twitter, and Twitter's the biggest platform in the world now. It has drastically outgrown Facebook. Facebook, I feel like, used to be the one. Facebook's nothing now because Twitter has destroyed it. And I'll always call it Twitter. It'll only be accident. So Twitter. And so Twitter used to be, very censorious. And then when Elon bought it in 2022, it has become the biggest platform in the world. Why? Why is it the biggest platform in the world now? Because it lets free speech. Because people love free speech. Because people love the free exchange of ideas. And it gets ugly on Twitter. And there's a lot of ugliness, and no one can debate that. But I think overall, it has been a net positive to allow people to speak freely on this platform. And this woman was the driving force about it not being a free platform for the exchange of ideas. And so this was in 2019. And Joe Rogan he had Jack Dorsey on, who was the CEO of Twitter, and he bombed it. In his followers attacked, because he had Jack Dorsey on, and Joe Rogan's a big free speech guy, so Rogan's got Dorsey on, and he doesn't ask him any tough questions, and it does not go over well with his audience, and people they rebelled against him. It was one of the worst interviews he's ever conducted, and so people like Rogan see negative commentary like that, and they're human, they don't like it, and so he's like, we're doing a redo, and he goes, I don't know much about what's going on Twitter and the censorship. I need someone who does, and so we brought on Tim Pool, and so we had Tim Pool on. It was Rogan, Tim Pool on one side, and Jack Dorsey and this chick on the other, and they talk about here censorship, and I want to play part of it from the beginning. We're not going to listen to the whole thing. It's like a 20-minute clip.
Restricts speech. Our platform promotes speech unless people violate our rules
And in a specific direction.
in any direction.
But Uncle, I want to say the guy who calls for death suspension, the guy who insinuates that it's a permanent ban.
But Tim, you're misinterpreting what I'm saying, and I feel like you're doing it deliberately. It's not about one particular thing. It's about a pattern in practice of violating
And you
our
have a
rules.
pattern in practice of banning only one faction of people.
I
Recently published an article where they looked at 22 high-profile bannings from 2015 and found 21 of them were only on one side of the cultural debate.
But I don't look at the political spectrum of people when I'm looking at their tweets.
You have
I don't know
bias.
who they are.
You're biased, and you're targeting specific individuals because your rules support this perspective.
No, I don't agree with that.
Well, so
Can you be clear though in like what rules support that?
Specifically, the easiest one is misgendering, right? Because that's so clearly ideological. If you ask a conservative, what is misgendering? They'll say if someone is biologically male and you call them, she, biologically man, call them she, that's misgendering. The progressive view is inverted. So now you actually have in your policies a rule against the conservative perspective.
I have a rule against the abuse and harassment of trans people on our platform. That's what my rules.
Just do context in the
Yeah,
background.
and I know why that is. And I read some research. So we obviously received a lot of feedback. So we don't make these rules in a vacuum, just to be clear. We have a bunch of people all around the world who give us context on the types of behavior they're seeing, how that translates into real world harm. And they give us feedback. And they tell us, you should consider different types of rules, different types of perspectives, different, for example, when we try to enforce hateful conduct in our hateful conduct policy in a particular country, we're not going to know all the slur words that are used to target people of a particular race or particular religion. So we're going to rely on building out a team of experts all around the world who are going to help us enforce our rules. So in a particular case,
So you see what she's saying there, right? Tim's saying, they were kicking people off if you misgendered somebody. So if a guy says he's a girl and puts on a dress and he's a chick and wants to use a ladies' room, then you have to call him a woman. If you call him a man, you're kicked off the platform. And Tim is arguing against that and saying that's not right. That's discrimination. You should not be censoring people because they have opinions, even if those opinions are controversial to you, even if a loud minority of people don't like it, whatever.
In this context, what she's saying is not just her expression, but it's accurate.
I think an important point is if I tweeted to you, Joe, you are not a hamster. That's clearly not a violation of the rules. However, there are
identified as a hamster.
Well, no, it wouldn't be, because I know people who have specifically begun using insults of animals to avoid getting kicked off the platform for breaking rules. Certain individuals have been suspended now use certain small living creatures in place of slurs, so they're not really insulting, and it's fine. But there are people who consider themselves trans species. Now, I'm not trying to belittle the trans community by no means. I'm just trying to point out that you have a specific rule for one set of people, and there are people who have general body dysphoria. You don't have rules on this. There are people who have actually amputated their own arms. You don't have rules on this. You have a very specific rule set. And more importantly, in the context of a targeted conversation, I can say a whole bunch of things that would never be considered a rule break, but that one is, which is ideologically driven.
yeah, thank you for the feedback. I mean, we're again always learning and trying to understand different people's perspectives. And all I'll say is that our intent is not to police ideology. Our intent is to police behaviors that we view as abusive and harassment. And I hear your point of view, and it's something I'll definitely discuss with my team.
And even in this case, it wasn't just going.
That's the point there, right? My point here is that when you hear him speak, at his core, he is anti-censorship. He does not like censorship. That's how he built his brand. That's how he's rich and famous today. Why? Because he spoke out against censorship. Because he wouldn't be silenced. That's his whole brand. But more money, more problems, right? He's got a team of lawyers. He's got a lot to protect. Or he's a target. And so when his lawyers get a letter from some lawyer in Massachusetts they've never heard of before, and it's threatening all sorts of things if you have Turtle Boy on and talk about the Karen Reed case, and you don't know a goddamn thing about the Karen Reed case, you might be like, well, hold on, we don't want to lose everything because of Turtle Boy. We don't want to put ourselves in jeopardy because of Turtle Boy. But at his core, as you can hear, in the things he said there, he doesn't like censorship. He doesn't like being censored. He doesn't agree with it on principle. So now you're giving him time to look into this. And so I've discussed this with the people at Timcast already, and they're looking into this. They weren't planning on looking into it. Now they have to look into it. And I have full faith that they are going to reach the same conclusion that everybody else reached with the brain, that John O'Keefe was not hit by a car, and therefore someone else did it, and there's only one group of people who that could be. And every time I say that, Tuxbury, like you heard him in court the other day, he said, we're going to amend the complaint. He's saying it's more. Yes, I'm going to keep saying it, sir, because I believe in it, because that's what the facts and the evidence show. The facts and the evidence show Don O'Keefe wasn't hit by a car. I said it before. I'm not going to stop saying it because you bullied me with a lawsuit. That's not going to happen. I don't cower. So if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. I don't understand what you're gaining out of this by adding on more of the same commentary I've always made. But go ahead, amend the complaint. Drive up the bill. I don't know who's paying for this. That's the real question. Who's paying for this? The fact that these people, it's offensive that these people consider themselves perpetual victims. I've never seen anything like it. These are the meanest people in town. These are thugs. Colin Albert is not a victim of anyone. Brian Albert is not a victim of anyone. Brian Higgins is not a victim of anyone. These are thugs, right? They've acted like thugs their entire life, and now they want to play the victim card. Please, not going to happen. So let's read what he wrote. First, let's read his tweet, okay? That's causing a lot of backlash. So I did not know he was going to do it in this format. When I heard he got a letter, I'm like, can I see it, please? Because I'd like to give it to my attorneys. Because to me, this is, I believe the word is tortuous interference or torture. I don't know how to pronounce it. Tortuous interference, right? This is a business opportunity for me. This is a professional relationship. And they're interfering in that relationship and trying to stop me from making professional relationships or whatever. They're trying to stop me from building my brand and making more money and just advancing in this field. They don't want that. And so that's what they're trying to, that's tortuous. That's whatever. That's what they're trying to prevent me from doing. All right. And that's what you saw here. Now, if I had not announced I was going on Timcast, and last time I came on Timcast in January 2023, I did not announce it ahead of time specifically to avoid this from happening. I literally did not tell a soul I was going on Timcast until that morning. I did a stream from Harper's Ferry, and then it was too late to cancel it. And they tried. Oh, they tried. The crusty gainies of the world, they've been trying this for years. And it was too late then. Had I given them 3 weeks notice, they might have succeeded. Who knows what they would come up with. But what was I?
You were where they just opened a bunch more doors. Like a bunch of doors open when that one closed.
Danny, he can't hear you.
What?
This was earlier.
What? You're talking to me, talking to him, talking to you,
Yeah.
talking. It's a circle talk.
It seemed like you were trying to help him, but you can't help him because it's already happened.
I know, sucks. But I do appreciate the people that are here because a bunch of LawTubers are on just fucking killing it. So I'm surprised this many people are here. I appreciate it. Plus, we can just kick back and watch this. Ain't got to worry about trying to impress anybody.
So yeah, it's a tough one because I'm like, I can't even say I'm going to be somewhere. Here's the thing. Now I didn't mind saying it ahead of time this time because I thought I'm like, well, back then I'm trying to like make a name for myself, be seen. I'm much bigger now. I don't need to go on Timcast to get a lot of views. I'll be fine, but it would have been cool. It definitely would have been cool. Like I want him to care about this. That's what I want. I want him to take an interest in this. That's what I really want. And they know that I want that. They don't want him taking an interest in this. There's a reason he got one and others didn't. Melanie Lowe's never gotten a letter like this and don't let Eden on the show. Well, she would laugh at them because she knows that's the case. She was laughing at them. Other YouTubers would not. Like if I get invited on the Broken Baker, he didn't get one. You know why they're not? Because the Broken Baker has what? 24,000 subs, and Tim Pool has 2.7 million. That's what they're afraid of, the sub count. They do not want anyone with influence talking about this case. Period. I've already gotten, everybody I've introduced this case to.
Yeah, they haven't threatened me at all. It's kind of sad.
No.
Yeah,
Maybe
but
one
they
day.
Kind of sad.
They didn't
But-
threaten Rotten Mango either, which is what's interesting to me at least, because Karen's accusing them of murder as well.
Well, I mean, it happened before the lawsuit, though. Does that matter? Well, I think it's probably this attorney that's like advising this because he sounds like an idiot.
Yeah, but
Everything
still,
has
it's
everything
your
to do with Turtle Boy. They just can't
it's your
stand him.
Yeah.
But if they tried to cancel him last time, why would they book him again? You know what I mean?
Right.
If he had a bunch of backlash last time when he tried to go on, because Krusty Pennies wrote him a fucking book.
Yeah, but that's the thing is,
It's like, oh shit, I'm not reading all that.
yeah, no one's reading that bullshit.
No, Turtle Boy bad.
Billy Bush, like they all reach the same conclusion. You can't find anyone who matters who has reached the conclusion that Karen Reed's guilty. No one. Who's the most influential person on there? Julie Grant? Is that who you got? You got Julie Grant, the Prosecutors Podcast. You got them. You don't have anyone. No one. And so let's go read his tweet. I did not know he was going to post this tweet. I did not. I thought we were going to discuss it first, but he just went and posted it. And this is what he said. He said, "Canceled." That's spelled wrong. I don't know. This morning, my lawyers received notice pertaining to Dr. Turtleboy and risk of legal exposure if we host him. The notice is attached. Under advisement of counsel, we will not host him on IRL and must advise, do not follow him or read what he's saying. Now, a lot of people don't understand his brand. I guess followers of his understand that when he writes in all caps like that, it's sarcasm. And it's like he's trying to do the Streisand effect. He's interested in this. He's telling you this. I've done this a million times before too, where I'm like, whatever you do, guys, do not give them a whole bunch of negative Google reviews. Don't do that. That would be a shame. That's what a lot of you people, you don't follow him, you don't understand that.
Whoa. What do you mean, you people?
Get it, right? So just to be very clear, he's being sarcastic by doing that. And he's trying to do the Streisand effect where he goes, whatever, do not follow him or read what you're saying. He's obviously not going to say that, right? He's being sarcastic. Like he wants you to follow. Since he has posted this, I have gained, let's see, I've gained 550 new followers on Twitter since he posted this. And as a result of that, in the comments, this is what I'm like, okay, awesome. I know what he's doing here. This is good. And I go, okay, since they here is the full story about how Karen Reed was trained for murdering John O'Keefe after he went inside Brian Albert's house alive before being placed on his front line to die in a blizzard. Those are facts. That all happened. So that's the link to Framed. You just put God knows how many eyeballs on this video that had not seen this video before. Okay. And let's see. Like how many? Let's see. Yeah, that video's already gotten 1,000 new views.
Maybe what you puffing on? I've got Gorilla Union. It's 4.2 on terpenes.
Oh, nice. I love a lot of terpenes. I still have the AK-47.
Why didn't you get some new shit? Is that many of them in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's like a half ounce in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That sounds excelente.
Since I posted this. Okay. And it's gonna
honestly, I would be on at least my third fucking set of them.
I know, I cut down.
But I can't monetize it because it's got
good.
I'm a cheap date. I don't need that much.
Whatever. Anyway, and then we see here another one. I go, the McAlberts really don't want me to go on a show with millions of viewers and discuss documented facts, court filings, and other evidence from a highly publicized murder trial in which the defendant was acquitted. They do not want the public to read articles entitled Top 15 Reasons It is Reasonable to Believe That Colin Did It. They do not want you to read that.
This is when
they
you
do
really
not
start getting
want
fired
you
up.
to know about these facts. They don't want you to read this. And I'm like, so for instance, they don't want you to read this article, okay? They do not want you to read Can't Cover Up, Part 429, Top 15 Reasons It's Reasonable to Believe Colin Albert Did It. Yesterday, I was at Stoughton District Court to stand in solidarity with this guy. That's Rich Schiffer. Rich Schiffer is the owner of Canton Fence and was charged with 2 counts of felony witness intimidation and 2 counts of harassment and 6 counts of littering after the Canton Police Department conducted a 6-month investigation into who was behind the dropping of rubber duckies at various locations in town. The rubber duckies themselves were not illegal. It is what he wrote on the bottom of them that got him in trouble. He wrote, Colin did it. Detective Tim Taylor says that his boss, Selectman Chris Jailbird Albert, who went to jail, if you're new to the story, Colin Albert's dad, Chris Albert, went to jail for 6 months in 1994 because he killed a Hungarian exchange student named Peter Berger in a hit-and-run crash on I-495, on I-95, I believe it was I-95 in Attleboro. and he left them to die. That is a McAlbert special, leaving people to die. So he left Peter Berger to die in his car, and he ran away, probably because he was drunk. So now, a lot of people didn't know that before, but they do now because of this retarded ass lawyer, Deluxeberry, who thinks he can bully people. Bro, you ain't that tough. You're a small town Boston attorney. You just made a major mistake fighting out your weight class, sir. R.I.P. Peter Berger. R.I.P. I've said from the beginning that I have no proof Colin Albert murdered John O'Keefe. However, it is not illegal to say Colin did it simply because Colin and Chris Albert claim that reading it makes them experience emotional harm. Colin did it does not stipulate what it is. Even if it said Colin murdered John O'Keefe, that would be a legally protected opinion and not a minority opinion either. Today, I posted a poll on Twitter to ask people, in their opinion, if Colin Albert had something to do with the murder of John O'Keefe. Almost 93% have answered yes so far. Yes, that's what people think. Not because of me, but because of facts, evidence, and court filings, police reports. In the United States of America, you are allowed to have opinions and say them out loud. You are allowed to say...
This is like one long ass fucking turtle rant.
Oh, it goes on for at least another hour, I think. But I mean, the longer he talks, the more he has to finally stop. He doesn't even read his Cash Apps. He's like, I just can't. There's just too many. I can't. Let me get to the membership stuff real quick. And he does it like without any emotion. And he's like, I've got to go outside. Like, it was the best.
I think the best is the fact that the goals are working again. We don't have to count to 20 anymore.
We know you're excited, Danny.
Man, I'm in Mississippi Lane. It could take me all night to count to 20. You hear how slow I'm talking?
You're trying to tell me, Danny?
Don't you say the state name after you count though? I mean, isn't it one Mississippi?
Yeah, look how popular you are. No one says one Louisiana, two Louisiana.
Yep. Just another way they make fun of me.
Cameron Reed did it, even though neither have been convicted of anything. Colin Albert has not been convicted of anything either, but only because he was not properly investigated. If someone held a gun to my head and asked, was Colin Albert involved in the death of John O'Keefe, and me living or dying depended on answering that question correctly, I would say yes. And so would the vast majority of people in that scenario, 93% of people. Even some of the loudest McAlbert supporters wouldn't bet their lives on Colin Albert's innocence. I would bet my life on Cameron Reed's innocence and not lose any sleep over it. That is the difference between us and them. It's very normal to have the opinion that Colin Albert was involved in John O'Keefe's death for a number of reasons. And although collectively, these would not be enough to convict him of murder, it is more than enough to make a reasonable person believe he was involved. If the
a reasonable person definitely would believe it. But goals are back on. That's awesome.
Look at Garth. 1 British Columbia, 2. That's how you overserve. I used to count Mississippi's when I bartended.
All right, well here, let me give you a preview of how long it's gonna take for me to count to 20.
Equipment before, man. Look at this bullshit, dude. Motherfucker gonna be pressing buttons and shit. I hope you got coverage. You better fucking be shelling out taking out the extra money out of your fucking check for insurance and shit.
Oh, I played this fucking video and it got my stream ad revenue killed. That's what did it. I just realized that. I stopped it on the video. Yeah.
Oh.
I got the notification. I'm like, why? What happened? Because he plays it every fucking stream.
Right.
I don't understand. How does he not get?
Like,
see, y'all can't tell if that's me or if that's him talking.
It ain't fucking. You don't yell like that at a job site.
It's hard to tell, isn't it?
Shit, I thought there was 2 of you.
Yeah. That's what got me.
Okay. Now you know. Look at this. Look at right here. You know she did that shit on purpose. You know she did that shit on purpose. You know she did that shit trying to like
looking for that workman's comp, but
like she's trying to get like workman's comp, some shit like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Look at it.
You know what I'm saying, man?
She's probably depressed.
I'm gently depressed. All right, I'm sorry.
The police have done a real investigation. It's quite likely that Colin Albert and many others would have been arrested before the John O'Keefe's murder.
Yeah, if you didn't stay for the very end of Glaire's very end of the intro, then you missed out on some good stuff. And that's the preview of the good stuff right there. But it also got my ad revenue dumped. So there's that.
How does it not do for him? I don't understand.
It could have been that. Could have been that.
If they were all questioned separately,
Hacksaw's here. Hi, Hacksaw.
Or did disclose the amount of work they did investigating, or did the amount of work they did investigating Rich Schiffer, then it's quite likely that Cameron Reed would not be the one on trial right now. But they didn't, so we are left to speculate with our opinions. Here are the many reasons why 93% of people would believe Colin Albert did it. Let's go over it quickly, since they do not want people talking about this. They do not want me going on Timcast and talking about this, so I'm gonna do it here. Because I know Tim's watching, and I know his people are watching, and they didn't know who Colin Albert was. Who the fuck is Colin Albert? Let's talk about Colin Albert. Colin Albert was John O'Keefe's former neighbor, who John O'Keefe had issues with, because Colin Albert was disrespectful, he was a punk, and he threw beer cans on John O'Keefe's yard. Now that in and of itself is certainly not motive enough for most logical people to think that you would murder someone, especially a police officer like John O'Keefe. However, we don't believe that they intended to kill John O'Keefe. No one on my side believes that. People on my side believe that this was a fight gone wrong, and that something happened to John inside that house that was not supposed to happen, and they freaked out. And they.
So who is Hacksaw Man?
I don't know.
Please tell us what your name was last week. Like Subbo, Hacksaw Man.
Oh my God, you hang out with Hacksaw looking like that.
This guy and Hacksaw are best friends.
Yeah, he has a gold chain that says Hacksaw.
Yeah.
Cooter's hanging around too.
Oh yeah, Cooter's there. You can hear him though. You can't hear Hacksaw Mang though.
Panicked, and they didn't want to be held responsible, and that they put him on the lawn to make it look like someone else did it. That is
Oh,
what
I forgot about Gold Shane.
Gold Shane. Oh, is James still here?
I don't know. I forgot about that.
they thought happened. Now, this is now trending on Twitter, I'm told, which is great. So here's 15 facts you need to know about why people think Colin Albert's involved in this. Colin Albert is one of the four plaintiffs who is suing me for discussing these facts. Number one, he had no explanation for his knuckles. This is a picture of him a few weeks after John O'Keefe was killed. On the stand, Colin claimed that his knuckles were cut his knuckles were cut like this about less than a month after John O'Keefe was killed because he slipped on ice and braced his fall with his knuckles. No reasonable person believes that a human being would brace their fall with their knuckles instead of their palms. Why would he lie about how his knuckles got cut up while under oath on a murder trial? Innocent people don't do that. Colin Albert did not cut his knuckles like that.
Nobody in the history of humankind has ever went down face first towards the ground and not opened their hands with their opposable thumbs sticking out and all digits sticking out so that they don't break their wrists, their hands, and their fingers.
And it doesn't even have to be face first. Any way you fall, it's your
Yeah, but
natural response.
your brain's not going to you got to override your brain.
Unless he like really didn't want to spill his beer. He's
Yeah,
like bracing that beer.
Now I could see if he's holding 2 beers, maybe.
A beverage. And he didn't say a beer. He said a beverage. A beverage and his phone.
Probably solo.
It's just not quite how the human brain works, but maybe his doesn't work like ours. But wearing cast on your wrist for 6 weeks because you didn't want to drop your beer sounds a little extreme.
Falling down on ice and bracing his fall exclusively with his right knuckle, not his left, just his right. He did not do that. That is a lie.
Wait,
why would
this
an
lawyer
innocent
really
person lie
said he's done that before? I think he's just getting a little bit of avoid derangement syndrome at this point. Like he's just going to argue with everything if he said he's done that.
I think he's was just trying to like be disagreeable, like just trying to disagree with everything.
I don't remember him doing it on the fundraiser though. Talking about going down. Did he say on the fundraiser that he done that, or he did that on one of his shows?
I don't remember when he said it. I don't recall what he said, but
He
he's
just
just
go back and watch Loophole Lawyer on the fundraiser because he was.
What he did there, maybe. I don't recall. I don't know.
I don't recall. But
can you rephrase? Can you ask it differently?
Yes.
No, I cannot. I can ask it slower. We can go slower, whichever.
Especially, what is that, a Bud Light that he told me? You're going to save a fucking Bud Light?
I saw during this stream that Erica Walsh posted that she just learned that one of the boys in the picture with him is like a relative of hers, or either a friend of hers relative. She's like, wait, I just found out who one of those guys is.
Next witness, celebrity in the chat, people.
Hey, next witness.
Clean
Yes,
this fucking place up. Next witness is here.
Glorious day, is it not?
Damn shit everywhere. Dang.
Poophole Lawyer says, I play devil's advocate. Exactly. Devil's advocate.
Wasn't that Al Pacino?
Yes.
And wait, Keanu Reeves.
And most men in general that I've dated.
Not a good point.
In a murder trial, does that prove that he got those injuries punching John O'Keefe in the face? No. But it's to any rational person, they would then determine that Colin Albert is the kind of person who gets into fights and then lies about it under oath in a murder trial when he allegedly has no reason to lie. That's fact number one they don't want you knowing about. They did not want me talking about that on TimFast. They certainly didn't want me talking about how Colin Albert was never questioned by police until July of 2023. At the very least, Colin was admittedly inside Brian Albert's home until at least 12:10 a.m. There is no reason police shouldn't have at least interviewed him. Yet detectives Yuri Buchanan and disgraced former trooper Michael Proctor did not question him about anything until July 26, 2023, 18 months after the murder. In that interview, the only questions they asked him pertained to how he was a victim of harassment and intimidation by me as a result of my factual reporting, which they called false alternative theories. Colin told them that he felt, quote, sad, scared, and super paranoid as a result of being mentioned in my reporting. The fact that he was never questioned by police is extremely suspicious. Does this prove Colin Albert did it? No. But it means he wasn't ruled out as a suspect. They did nothing. They didn't even question him. Number 3, Colin dropped out of school after being visited in his dorm room by 2 FBI agents on April 10, 2023. Normal, innocent people who are witnesses in murder trials do not get visited by FBI agents in their dorm rooms and are not given subpoenas to testify in front of a grand jury in regard to the federal government's investigation that failed to investigate Colin Albert. It is reasonable to believe that the FBI also believes that Colin did it. The Alberts glorify football and other sports. Colin Albert would not drop out of school and give up football simply because people online were saying mean things about him. Number 4, Colin drove a Ford Edge. And if you're new here, you might be saying, who cares if he drives a Ford Edge? Who cares what kind of car he drives? Stand by.
What's that about, Mary B? The nuclear bomb. And where's James going to send me a message at? I just realized it's like, where you going
I thought you were keeping his content promise that he sent you. Do y'all really think if
what is it? I don't know.
Had any bombs to drop, she wouldn't have dropped them herself? Come on.
Yeah, she does a lot of fake bomb threats.
She's going to release the better text.
Bombs away, I guess.
Although last time we talked about her, she did drop like that video and blamed it on us.
I kind of realized like he wanted. I'm going to send you a message, but where are you going to send it? In the mail?
Did you check your Twitter?
I mean, he's probably in the Discord under a name. Just check there.
Yeah, just send him a TM.
I
He
got
just
nothing.
outed himself.
No, okay.
I probably got it set to where we have to be friends for you fuck with me.
Yeah, he's probably just talking shit like always. It's like trying to disrupt things.
He called you out though, Mary B. Like, did you see his comment about Mary B? Of course, gonna be the one to say, "I'm not here to make peace." They just really don't like you for some
Yeah,
reason.
because I say it to him in every single chat I see him in. I'm like, you say you come here to make peace, and you're picking fights with everybody. Like, I see you.
If you don't stop, Jay Bro's gonna tell everybody about that time y'all had y'all's encounter.
Yeah, once y'all had a big time last night. I watched that. I knew I was gonna catch some fucking heat off that shit. So, there's the heat. That
Wow.
other things that y'all don't even know about. The people that are trolling us that y'all don't even have a clue.
No.
Oh, I know. It's a whole different fucking group of people. So, whatever. Guilty by association.
A full edge was seen by the plow driver, Lucky Loughran, parked outside Brian Albert's house at 3 a.m. on the morning John O'Keefe was murdered, half an hour after Lucky Loughran drove by the house and reported that there was no body on the lawn. After the Ford Edge left, O'Keefe's body appeared on the lawn in the same exact spot where the Ford Edge was seen. Despite knowing that Colin Albert drove a Ford Edge, investigators never questioned him about this. They only questioned him about how he was a victim of witness intimidation so they could charge me with a crime for talking about what people think Colin did. Number 5, Colin constantly portrays himself as a violent sociopath who glorifies violence on social media. Last two I'd fuck with, he says in this picture. Here's a video of Colin Albert that he posted on TikTok to some rival hockey players in Hingham.
Yo, your advantage, boys. I will beat all your asses. I promise you, I will fuck you all up. Pull up, bitch.
Pull up, bitch. He'll knock you out.
You're a bitch, bro. Fuck you. Yeah, fuck you, pussy. Yeah. Clean code, boy. You be knocked out. KO. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. Given his lust for violence, it would be completely normal for police to view someone like this as a potential suspect and establish his whereabouts that night. Instead, they took his family's word for it he was there, especially when the victim has 2 black eyes, a 2-inch laceration in the back of his head, no broken bones, no bruises in his body, and nothing on him that is consistent with a motor vehicle collision. Somebody who the victim's brother, Paul O'Keefe, said in the hospital looked like he had gone around 5 rounds with Mike Tyson. That's Paul O'Keefe's words, not mine. Number 6, Colin Albert lied about never being in a fight.
You've been in a fight, sir?
Other than with my brothers, no.
You've never been in a fight?
Nope.
Your entire life?
Other than with my brothers, no.
Never hurt you enough?
Legendary. The blonde Mary B.
Not sure what you
Were
mean.
legendary.
No.
That's why Jay Brill still.
He's never been in a fight before.
Yep.
Except with his brothers. That's what he testified to. Shortly after he testified in the first trial, we found
Dang.
3 videos of Colin getting.
Dang, Mary B. Got to get in line.
I know. Well, they're looking for 25-year-old me.
Calling
Very-
all
very
Mary B's. Please get in line.
That was several hair colors ago, huh?
Yeah, I've had like at least 6 since
Probably
then.
several vehicles ago too.
Yes. I don't even think I owned a vehicle. If he towed me, I mean, I didn't own a vehicle back then.
It's amazing though that he would remember that or act like he does.
I don't remember ever being towed.
But I mean,
Ever.
when if you're a tow driver, you tow several people a day, and he's saying he encounters an incident with you from like a decade ago when you look
Yeah.
different.
Right. Like, what are you talking about? That's weird.
Did I show you guys this?
That was quick.
What
Are
the
you-
hell is
are you
this?
Here we go.
I think I'm ready.
RJ Brill, who art in the tow yard, hallowed be thy rig. Thy dispatch come, thy winch be done, on asphalt as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily jump start, and forgive us our parking tickets, as we forgive those who double park against us. Lead us not into breakdown, but deliver us from impound. For thine is the tow truck, the hook, and the flatbed forever and ever. Amen.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry.
That's out of control.
Well done.
There are also old videos of him threatening to knock out and bang rival teenagers, which is not something any reasonable person would believe that you would say if you had never been in a fight before. Who was he, a poser? Is he just a poser? He just said, "I'll knock you out, I'll bang." What if they had actually taken him up on that offer? Wouldn't he have to fight? But he's pretty. Is that his plan? Just threaten people to fight them in order to avoid being in fights, like nuclear deterrence? Like, geez, I mean, that was how the Cold War was won. We just threatened to drop nuclear bombs on people and hope that they wouldn't call our bluff. If Colin was willing to lie so easily under oath in a murder trial, knowing that could easily be proven that he lied, then he's capable about lying about being involved in a murder. He's not much of a fighter.
That's the worst. That's not a fight at all.
I'm so embarrassed for him.
That is embarrassing. Even the next one, I wish he wouldn't show them. Those are not fights. Those are,
They are for Colin though. I mean,
What are you doing?
I feel like he was kind of proud.
there's no way. No.
That age, though, Danny,
John-
that age.
Beat the
As
brakes.
naive as he's been about everything with this whole process, I feel like he's very proud of these videos, and he's so glad that they came out.
This is a big deal to him.
But you know, John O'Keefe would have beat the brakes off this kid.
That's why it wasn't just him. We all know that.
That's a given.
I feel like he was the mouth of the situation.
Look at
Or
this.
he came up behind him and hit him in the back of the head with something.
I mean,
don't even
Chloe
think
would want
he
to
had-
protect Colin as much as he'd want to protect Brian, I think.
Possibly.
Possibly, you know.
More like theoretically.
Hypothetically speaking.
Hypothetically speaking, because this is bad. John O'Keefe was a trained police officer. He'd beat the absolute brakes off this. Look at that shit. What? No. No. It's not even violent content.
We need to slow it down and listen to what people are saying in the
He got
background.
punched in the face there. He might not have won a lot of fights, but he's certainly been in them. It's a lie. It's perjury. He committed perjury. He lied. Again, if you have nothing to hide, why are you lying? They couldn't impeach him on this because I got the videos after he was off the stand. By then, it was too late. They don't want me talking about this on Tim Pool Show, do they? They don't want Timcast knowing anything about this, about Colin Albert. No. Number 7, Colin had previous issues with John O'Keefe. Colin's parents mockingly called John O'Keefe Nevercracker because he complained about Colin walking on his lawn and littering beer cans. This doesn't give him a motive to murder, but it shows that the two were not fond of each other, and if they were both drinking, it is very believable that a physical confrontation between them could have occurred. Could have occurred. We don't know because he wasn't investigated. We know he's got cuts. We know he lies under oath. We know he's got violent tendencies. We know he threatens to hurt people. We know that he's a punk with no respect for somebody like John O'Keefe who throws beer cans on his lawn. We know all this. Colin would likely lose a fight to John O'Keefe one-on-one because John was 6'2", 220. So this would require other people to help him. If a trained fighter like Brian Albert, a vicious dog, because, oh yeah, Tim Pool and other new followers of this who came here because of the Streisand effect, John O'Keefe.
Oh, we got another celebrity in the chat, Mary B. Besides B. Crumbs, she just got here from Melanie Little's house. She over from Melanie Little's house. Where did she go? Hold on. As you can tell by how slow I'm talking, I'm not really in that big of a hurry tonight. But I can't talk loud. I just don't. Look who's
That's
here.
the Kyle channel.
Dum, dum.
Good to see you.
That's a second celebrity, Mary B.
I know, we're so popular.
2 celebrities.
Oh, no. James was the second one. There's been 3.
James ain't no celebrity.
We ain't calling him that.
Call him that. He's popular.
Oh, come on. He's a celebrity in this movement.
I mean, in his local area, probably. I wouldn't doubt it.
But I mean, okay, so back to Colin putting beer cans on John's lawn. Okay, John was, he said either 2 or 3 houses down. Like, what's Colin doing? Just walking through the neighborhood drinking beer at night? Like,
Annoying the shit out of John O'Keefe. Look at him. Look at him right there. They're annoying the shit out of him.
oh no, that was all fun and games. He asked us to watch his house, so we thought it'd be fun to send that picture while he's on vacation.
Have you seen all of their group family pictures? They're usually flipping. Everybody's flipping a bird.
I know, it's so wholesome. That's all I'm
What kind
all
of
of our family pictures look like that.
The old lady behind the camera at the Ola Mills down there taking the film. Like, no, we don't do those photos here.
On the count of 3, guys.
Be an asshole.
Yeah, you paid for the basic package. You gotta have to double that if you want mine. So
I don't know. I don't relate to that. I can't imagine even sharing a photo of my child doing that, much less being proud of it.
that would be promptly followed by a smack across the fucking head where I come from. That's what you do to your parents when they're not paying attention right before you snap the photo on the old Kodak, and it's in there forever with the flash card on the top, sticking out the top of it.
I mean, they treat it like bunny ears. Like it's something that was you do in every picture.
Hilarious.
Do it again. Let's do it again.
I bet Jen McCabe was just like friggin' Mackenzie Shirilla in high school. Oh, kitties.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah. She ruined at least 5 girls' lives.
Keith's arm had dog bites on them.
At least.
Dog bites. And guess what lived inside Brian Albert's house? Oh yeah, a vicious man-eating dog by the name of Chloe, who had sent multiple people to the emergency room before for biting them. And where's Chloe now, you ask? Nobody knows, because they got rid of her. They got rid of the 6-year-old family dog. It's just gone. And oh yeah, well, shouldn't they test for tissue samples on his arm? Because he would have dog DNA on his arm tissue samples, right? Oh no, they lost those. The DA's office lost the arm tissue samples. They never tested his arm. So we don't know. Well, what about his clothing? That would have certain dog DNA on it, wouldn't it? John O'Keefe's clothing, if he was bitten by a dog, well, his arm is covered in teeth punctured wounds, little sharp little holes covered in them. That's what his arm was covered in. And they sent Michael Proctor, who has been fired for what he's done in this case, swabbed it. He claimed he swabbed it and sent it to UC Davis lab 18 months after John O'Keefe was killed to a woman by the name of Terry Kuhn, who refused to testify in the second trial because she knows she's being used by them. And she thinks Karen Reed is innocent. That's why they didn't call Terry Kuhn in the second trial.
That's the first time I've heard that.
Idea if that swab actually came from John Shirt. All she has is Michael Proctor's word that he did. And Michael Proctor's word is useless because he is the most corrupt cop on the face of the planet, which is why he doesn't work as a cop anymore, which is why he was fired. So how did dog bites get, and how do we know they're dog bites? Because a doctor by the name of Marie Russell said they were, and they had no one that could dispute that. No one. They did not offer a single witness who disputed that those could not be dog bites, not one. So how did he have dog bites on his arm if he got hit by a car? You tell me. You tell me. You don't want Tim Fast looking into this, I'm telling you. This would require other people. If a trained fighter, a vicious dog, and a large ATF agent by the name of Brian Higgins, who was trying to bang John O'Keefe's girlfriend, were also there, it would also be a lot easier because, oh yeah, Tim Pool, another guy who was suing me on that list, Brian Higgins, He was trying to fuck Karen Reed. He had been messaging her for weeks, trying to get in their pants in the most awkward way possible. And he was friends with John O'Keefe. He was doing that behind John O'Keefe's back. Karen Reed ended up ghosting him. She ignored him. And they didn't talk for weeks. And then they were at the bar minutes before John O'Keefe died. Literal minutes before he died. Less than an hour before he died. Brian Higgins texted Karen Higgins while she was standing next to her boyfriend and said, well, as if, why are you ignoring me? And then he had to be dragged out of the bar and held back by Brian and Chris Albert while pointing at John O'Keefe, who was dancing and mocking him.
You know,
Just because they're kids in the wedding.
Yeah, and the other 7 or 8 weddings we were at with pictures, those are the same way. We don't really know each other.
Yeah.
We rode together. Yeah, we rode together a couple of times, but we didn't talk. Okay, don't really know him.
So Michael Proctor on the day Karen Reed was arrested. Julie Albert sent Michael Proctor's sister a text message offering Proctor a thank you gift on the day that Karen Reed was arrested. There is no reasonable explanation for why Julie Albert would want to buy Proctor a thank you gift for arresting the person who allegedly killed a man that she's not related to, unless she was grateful that Proctor didn't treat her son as a potential suspect. This is the text message. I just saw Julie and said, when all this is over, she wants to get you a gift. And she said, get Elizabeth one. That's what Michael Proctor said. This is not an actual picture of the text. This is a visual recreation of it. But the FBI is the one that found that text message when they were investigating the McAlberts. Boom. So it is reasonable to believe this person's involved. Now let's read the letter that they wrote. Let's read. And by the way, I'm up to, I'm just watching my follower count grow by the second. They made a huge mistake. Okay. And I'm up to 100 and I've gained over 600 followers now. And we've made over $1,000 extra in the legal defense fund because people, I have an army behind me, McAlberts. You're not, they see what you're doing. They see what you're trying to do to me and they're not going to let it happen. We're too strong for you. You are not going to defeat us. You don't want me adding new people to this. You don't want me adding and speaking with new people about what has happened because
okay,
the more people that find out.
Go for it.
Like, I mean, how long was that alive on Tim Cast's like X page? And he already gained the 600 followers. I mean, I wonder what tomorrow is going to be.
Oh yeah, once everybody's had a chance to watch it,
yeah,
get interested in it.
That's all.
But we've got about 4 minutes left in this show. I'm tired. It's been a long day, so let's see if we can get a good 4 minutes in.
What your clients did and what they lied about and how shady they're being and their history of violence, the more and more they are going to believe what I believe. You sure want to silence people a lot, don't you? Don't you? All right, so let's read this. This is the letter that Tim received. So Tim was being sarcastic when he's like, don't follow him. He's being like, do it, because I'm going to follow him now, you know? All right. Dear Mr. Poole, we write on behalf of our clients, Gemma K., Brian Albert, Colin Albert, and Brian Higgins, who are the plaintiffs in a lawsuit currently pending in Plymouth County Superior Court. We understand that you have scheduled Aiden Carney.
Yeah. What's he always say about Melanie Little? He says,
he can't
listen to sit there and listen to somebody read. You know,
There's an interesting part of that letter where they say that Aiden has accused their clients of planning evidence, and it's like a list of things. And several of the things have not been against their clients. It's been against Canton Police, state police, prosecutors, but they lump their clients in with this list of things because it's so convoluted at this point, they can't even keep it straight. It's like everything's just against them, and that's not true.
They're hoping something will work.
Yeah.
it kind of worked at the time, but maybe not the way they think it worked.
You're definitely going to have to finish this tomorrow, though, for the pregame show, Danny, because it is so good. And I won't be with y'all because tomorrow's wedding day, and I have to get up early. My daughter's wedding is tomorrow, so.
Oh, congratulations. So nice.
Congratulations.
Yes. I'm glad I got things up. Yes, very long day. I'm ready to get it over with.
That Louisiana champagne going to be involved.
It's going to be outdoors. Yes, it's going to be miserable.
Ugh. Sorry.
I hope the food's good.
It's gonna, I mean, the wedding and reception are both outdoors, and I'm just like, what were y'all thinking?
All right. Well, the redirect roulette is a good one. You're going to like it. Say goodbye to your friends. Appreciate you guys hanging out. We will pregame tomorrow.
Night panel, night chat.